Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Aura Talks. My name is Leandra. I'm a human design specialist, and I work in the holistic health field, and I give energy readings. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you what it means if you see so-called angel numbers, meaning repetitive numbers, and what it can tell you for your life and how you can benefit from that. But let's start first with a little introduction. So why actually do we see angel numbers, and why is it of importance? Why does it matter? So we assume that in this universe, nothing is random, nothing is casual. So everything has a purpose, everything has energy, everything therefore has a meaning. So everything is interconnected, everything is intertwined, and if you're already in your spiritual journey, you probably know already, or you've already felt it or seen it, that literally everything is connected. People are connected, synchronicities happen because everything is interconnected, and so are also numbers, and therefore also numbers have a frequency, number have a meaning, and therefore are here to show us something or tell us something. And as with everything, I always want to encourage you to also feel in with yourself. Does that resonate with me? And maybe you have a different attachment to a number. Let's say a number is constantly showing up and it's your birthday. That might have a different meaning for you than for another person who its birthday it's not. So therefore always also check in with your own interpretation of the things. But this video is really designed to help you find maybe a little bit more clarity or also guidance on what to do with these numbers when they constantly show up. They're called angel numbers because we assume that they have energy, and therefore they're here to actually show you something, to tell you something without words. Like an angel that are, as we assume, around us and are here to guide us, also the numbers are here to guide us, and they're always around us. And from a scientific perspective, we always, of course, have a very limited focus because there's so much information out there. There's so many things happening at the same time. So we are only as humans able to put our focus on one specific thing at a time. And therefore, we will only notice the things that are of importance for us, that are of matter for us. So from a scientific perspective, we will notice the numbers because they have meaning, because they carry the frequency that we need, and maybe they're around us all the time, but we only see them or notice them as we need this message, as we need this frequency. And as with everything as well, that I'm always talking in my human design videos as well, the whole universe is built up in a binary, meaning there's always two sides of the same theme, of the same coin, basically. So we can only understand day because there is night. We can only understand peace because there is war. So everything is set up in the binaries for us to understand the world and for us to understand things, and also work with the cycles of ups and downs, and as we say, positive things or negative things, which are of course part of the same thing. So as the same thing counts for the angel numbers. They could hold the frequency for you to tell you, hey, you're on the right path. This is what is going to show up for you. This is the themes. Or it can be a gentle reminder, hey, you need to be really careful because you're in the unhealthy frequency of this. And therefore, you need to change something in your life in order to get back on the other side of this. But the theme will always stay the same. So yeah, let's start with all the numbers and what they mean. And sometimes they can repeat for you, sometimes over your whole life. Maybe that's a life theme. Maybe sometimes you just see them in a short amount of time. Whatever the case may be for you, I hope it helps. So let's start with the 1. So the 1 frequency is all about originality. It's about creativity, but not in the sense of an artist creates creativity, but in the sense of you expressing your true self. It is very individualistic. It is very much focused on the self. So therefore, if the 1 is showing up a lot for you, it is all about self-realization. How can you show your originality, your authenticity, your true self even more to the world? Or maybe it's a theme for you at the moment that this is your current state, that the theme for you is right now to show up more authentically. Or maybe that's already a process that you're in, and that is going to encourage you to keep on going, to go further down the path. It is also connected to the most masculine of all the energies, meaning it's really about the doing, it's about the initiation process, it's about the pushing, maybe the forcing. So it's a little bit of a doer energy, so it might also encourage you to go out and start the things, get things rolling, instead of remaining in a more passive role. So let's continue with the 2. If you see a lot of 2s, and this could show up as 1, 2, or 2, 2, or 2, 2, 2, or even more 2s together, that is talking about the binary. It is talking about duality. It's talking about relationship. So it could mean, where do you need to bring more balance in your life? Where are you maybe out of the balance? Where are you out of alignment? Meaning maybe you have worked too much and now it's time for taking a little rest. Or maybe you've been too passive and now it's time for you to get a little bit more in the action. Also, the focus, as I said, is very much about relationship. So you can ask yourself, where do I need to maybe set healthier boundaries in my relationship to create balance again? Or where do I need to focus more on relationship in my life? Where am I maybe too much in the one energy, where I'm individualistic, holding back? Where do I need to get more in interaction with other people and connect with other people? It is also a very intuitive number, so it's also reminding you to really trust your intuition, to go with the flow, trust life, trust that the right things will come to you. And this time it is not about pushing and forcing like with the 1, it is really about trusting and surrendering to the process of life. So if you have been pushing a little bit too much, it can remind you, where can you lean back a little bit more and let life come to you. So the number 3, or 33333, as many times as the 3 will show up for you, this is all about creativity and self-expression. So the 3 is really the most creative of all the number, and also connected to spirit. And it might remind you to let your creativity show, to express yourself creatively in the world. Sometimes maybe you have a blockage when this is showing up for you, and it reminds you to step more out of your comfort zone, to be more creative, show yourself to the world, and maybe come back to leaning into what is it that you want to create, that you want to present to the world in terms of your creativity. It is also building the triangle between, so basically the holy triangle between, if you want to call it God, Jesus, and the soul, or sorry, I'm not religious, but like whatever the words may be. So basically, if you want to translate that to a spiritual context, you want to feel the connection again from your higher self, or life force, or universe, whatever you call it, the spirit, and then also the worldly matters. So really creating balance between all these 3 and allowing a flow to come back into your life, understanding that all these 3 components are really essential and important for having a fulfilled life and thriving also in your creativity. So coming to the 4, and as many times as the 4 is showing up for you, 4 is all about creating balance, foundation, and stability, putting in the work. So if the 4 is showing up for you a lot, that either means that you need to build a proper foundation. You need to really put in a solid work in order to create financial stability, stability in terms of your home environment, in your relationships, all your life areas. So it's really about feeling safe and secure with whatever you are creating. So it could mean that you need to go more into that direction, or that this is your current theme at the moment where you're at, that your life really is about building stable foundations. And it also, most of the time, requires putting a little bit in of that extra work. It's a little bit more of a slow process. So also don't pressure yourself. Allow yourself to go a little bit with the flow, trying to make things really structured, bringing in routines. Don't let it slip out of your hand and get really hectic and chaotic. This is really about focus and focusing in, making the things really straight, and don't messing around with trying to make it the quick fix basically, but really building a proper foundation that you want to build upon. And the next number is the 5. So the 5 in its expression, if it shows up for you a lot, is all about unexpected change, adventure, new experiences. It's really unpredictable, is very freedom loving. So maybe some adventure is up for you to come on the horizon, or that's your current theme, that you actually need to get out a little bit more of the structure, and it's really time for you to go a little bit more in the unknown, to let go of the restrictions that you maybe hold upon yourself, that you allow yourself to experience some adventures, maybe go on a little travel or explore life in a more adventurous way, that this is an invitation from the universe or the angels, the angel numbers, to become a little bit more loose and really let go, and also don't be afraid of unexpected change. If you're really, really rigid, let's say, or you love structure and routine, that might not come necessarily easy. So that is also a reminder for you to also let that side of you be part of your life and maybe do something about it, so you're not so stuck in your routines and in your rigid kind of structures. The 5 also is very freedom loving, very adventurous. So where do you need more freedom maybe in your life? Where do you desire more freedom? Where do you desire more adventure? Also, you can ask yourself that in relationship, in terms of your home environment, whatever the case may be, where can you break free, and where do you need to maybe also break free in order to, liberate yourself? And then we have the number 6. If the 6 is consistently showing up for you, this is really all about connections and family. This is very relationship oriented. So it might bring the focus back for you to your relationship. Maybe you have lost a little bit that out of sight, and now the focus shall be for your life a little bit more on your relationship. Or maybe that's already your current theme that you're working on, is fixing your relationship. Maybe the focus is not so much on work at the moment, but really maybe involving in your love life and giving a lot here. Or maybe you have family members that need some extra attention and extra care at the moment. And it's a reminder that also our family or our heritage, or also the close ones to us, our chosen family in terms of our friends, are really, really important, and we should not forget about them, and putting in the work here as well as we do in other parts of our life and in other areas where we're already really, really active. It also could mean that maybe a wedding or an engagement or anything is a good time for you right now, or getting in a new relationship, any sort of this nature. That could already be a sign that this is showing or gonna show up for you very, very soon. If you see a lot number 7, the 7 is really about spirituality, religion, the seeking for knowledge and truth. So maybe it's a really good time to retreat a little bit if you see constantly the 7, and go back into your own processes. Seek for your spirit, seek for meaning, seeking for, maybe through religion or spirituality, for a higher purpose in your life. A lot of people who have a lot of 7 energy, or where the 7 shows up a lot, they like to hermit a little bit and really read a lot, or go along with all the topics that help people figure themselves out or get clarity. So maybe that's a good time for you right now to also seek more sense and more purpose in your life. That could mean that maybe you need to change something. You maybe need to change your job to bring more meaning into your life, or anything else in your religious or spiritual endeavors where you find more purpose. That can usually only happen when we're within ourselves, and it could mean that it's a little bit less of a social time, and it's a little bit more of a held back, a little bit more of a hermit phase for you at the moment right now. So the number 8 is all about financial abundance. It's about really being active. It's about charisma. It's about going out there. The 8 is a super powerful and strong manifesting energy. So if the 8 is showing up for you, it could mean that you really need to have a look at your finances, you need to have a look at your work ethics and about the things that you're putting out in the world and everything, how you're showing up, how you're initiating, how you're guiding, leading, maybe what you're basically bringing into the world. Because also the 8 is very karmic, meaning everything that you put out will eventually come back to you, because the 8, if you put it sideways, is the infinity sign, which what comes around goes around, basically. So it's a reminder to act in accordance to whatever you want to attract back to you, to act according to your karma. But also it could mean that already things are on their way to you, things are already on its way back to you from where you've put in the work, maybe previous or earlier at the time, and all the things that you have put in, all the work, all the effort, etc., is coming back to you. If you notice that a lot of bad things are coming back to you, that's basically karma coming back to you. So understanding that you can shift that in order that you give out more good things, or that you shift your perspective on how you from now on can put more good things out in the world, because obviously at one point things are going to come back to us. And as I said before, it can heavily be connected with your finances, financial resources, but also work matters. And last but not least, we have the 9. The 9 is all about humanitarianism, helping others, but also about ending cycles. So if the 9 is consistently showing up for you in your life, then you know either it's time to let go of things. Where do you need to release something out of your life? Where is it time to stop the cycle? Where is it time to maybe let someone, a person go, or maybe also a job go, or whatever the case may be? Where can you let go of old clothes that you don't need anymore, etc., etc. So it's really a release of everything that's not serving you anymore. But it is also very strongly connected to really not about focusing on yourself anymore, but focusing on other people. And maybe it might be an invitation from the angels to bring you back into not only thinking about what's my gain with this, but also how can you serve the greater good? How can you be of service in this lifetime? You've run basically through all the steps already, and now you're ready, you're equipped in order to do good in the world, in order to serve the world in some shape or form. And it might be an invitation to step out of that comfort zone and help with your skills and talents to improve the world in some shape or form. So with that being said, we have all the numbers, and let me know how that resonates. If you want to know more about the numbers, you can check out all my other videos that I've already recorded about numerology, or you can of course get a reading where I'm using not only numerology but also human design, astrology, and my heightened intuition in order to answer all your burning questions and help you on your path so you can live a more abundant and more fulfilled life. If that sounds good to you, you can find me through the links down in the show notes. And for now, I'm sending you so much love, and bye for now.